Hello YouTube, this is going to be an update on my project, Charlie Golf Romeo Hotel Oscar, my beautiful 1975 Cessna 150 M model. So I've put some interior pieces on. First let me say something about Les Cèdres Airport that I really don't like. They make you cut your own grass, and I had to cut it twice so far. It's very thick. Some people don't care about cutting grass. Look at those planes just sitting there. I don't think they've been flown in a couple months. But yeah, they officially cut the first 3 feet of the airport. And they actually just cut it out for the first time today. So it actually was not cut when I cut my grass, so I had to cut it. And then I cut all the grass for my maneuvering area, I guess. I left some chunks on the sides that I didn't need to cut. And then there's the tie downs is tied down to this long cable that goes along for all the aircraft. So I had a lawnmower, didn't want to risk taking it over there, so I didn't cut that grass. Anyways, let's see the updates I did. So last time I believe I installed a carpet. Now I've installed door panels and side panels. So we've got our Texas Aeroplastics left-hand door panel, which is supposed to be a tan color, and it's actually almost white. Definitely doesn't match the door, but it's in there now. Yeah, it's got a nice armrest on it that's not broken. They said it's reinforced, but it still does feel a bit flimsy, but we'll see how it holds up. And then we have the right side door panel from Texas Aeroplastics. The one thing about all these plastic parts that I didn't expect is that you need to cut and trim them yourself, and they come oversized. So all the edges need to be trimmed, some little trimming in the handle area. Over here we had to cut a hole for the lock mechanism, which works nice. Taking these door panels off, they're not too bad. There's these 2 screws are the main screws that hold it in. They're for the window latch, and they have a adjustability, so you could adjust it for the window latch after you put the new panel on. Behind here, there's little metal covers you pop off with a flathead. There's 2 more Phillips screws, they're pretty long. And then there's about 10 screws along the edges. Well, it's not 10 screws, sorry. It's supposed to be 10 Cessna clips, but the previous owner switched them out for screws, except for those 2 on the side, which are inaccessible and the door's in place. So better for me, because the screws are supposed to be an upgrade anyways. Then left hand and right hand side panels. So these were a pain. I had to cut that hole, drill the hole for the anchor point, of course, but then they come with an extra inch or so on the bottom of all along the edge that I have to trim off with a Dremel. And my trimming job is not the best, so if you look closely you'll see it's all raggedy, but it's much better than was there that was cracked. Then you have to cut these holes here. I cut them a bit too big. Better big than small, because the small won't fit. And then you got to cut the corners, are a real pain. And then align the holes. And yeah, my whole job wasn't the best, but it's in place. And then I took this label off the old one and used the 3M 77 glue to glue that back on. Came out pretty nice. The right side panel, a bit better. That's a bit messed up. I trimmed a bit too much there, but this trim job is a little bit better here. And again, you got to trim it all the way down to the edge. And then yeah, the panel came out pretty nice. This panel is from Vantage Plastics. Vantage Plastics, their trim matches more than Texas Aeroplastics, because the back panel I put on, brand new as well, is Texas Aeroplastics. And as you can see, or maybe not, Vantage Plastics is more yellow, Texas Aeroplastic more white. That's the original piece right there, that piece that's behind there. I then got from some airplane salvage yards, I've got the plastic piece that goes here, which is in pretty bad condition, but it's not broken or anything, and it holds in place. I've got the hooks back in, and I've got my speaker grill and light covers, and my dome light works, my red night light works, and my speaker works. And the headliner's back up, and I don't think I'll end up changing it because it seems to be holding. It's a bit dirty. I'm not sure how to get off. I tried scrubbing with soap and water, and some brushes, but black stuff's in there. I'm not sure what it is. Should come out eventually. Next thing on the list coming up is going to be the side panels going down on both sides. And yeah, I currently have the side panels, but I don't have a hole saw yet, so I'll need to get a hole saw to put the panels in. And then that should be most of the majority of the interior. I'm just gonna be waiting on the seats. The seats didn't come yet. They're actually, I call it Max seats, and they should be done being fabricated tomorrow on Tuesday, and then they'll ship out. So it should be about 2 weeks before they come. But once I get them in, I can put the new seats in, new foam, new fabric. It's gonna be really nice. And I already could tell the difference when flying it, that it's definitely with the carpeting, and especially with these panels that don't shake. You can really feel the difference when you're flying it, that it feels much smoother, even though mechanically nothing really changed. But it's just the noise and vibrations are dampened by the new plastics and the carpet with the foam on the bottom. But yeah, it's definitely a nice day. I'll be doing some flying today. People are doing circuits over here. It's uncontrolled airport in both directions on runways 07 and 25. Because as you can see in the windsock, if you could see it down there, there's no wind at all. So yeah, maybe 1 or 2 knot wind. So before earlier today, there was about 3 planes in the circuit, and they were doing 7, and then 5 minutes later, well, once they landed, they all stayed on the ground, and they did 2-5, and then they went back to 7, and now they stopped. So it's a day here. Anyways, I'll keep you updated on the rest of my projects on Cessna 150 here, Golf Romeo Hotel Oscar. If you want to make more YouTube videos, just comment below.